hat Geschichte geschrieben. Zweimal deutscher Meister mit dem BVB, DFB-Pokalsieger, Champions-League-Finalist, über 500 Profispiele, Nationalspieler, Weltmeister 2014 und trotzdem immer einer von uns. Mats war nie nur ein Verteidiger, er war ein Denker auf dem Platz, ein Kämpfer mit Herz und ein echter Borusse. Mats, wir sagen danke für alles, für deine Tacklings, deine Pässe und natürlich deinen Einsatz für diesen Verein. Diese Südtribüne hier, sie steht für dich und sie sagt danke, danke, danke. Einmal Borusse, immer Borusse. Mats Hummels, der BVB verneigt sich vor dir. Du wirst hier immer ein Zuhause haben. Wir verabschieden mit unserer Nummer 15, Mats! Lauter, Mats! Lauter, Mats! Jo, nach Mats kommt die Mannschaftsaufstellung, und zwar die von Juventus. Tor mit der Nummer 3, Bremer Leiser. Die Nummer 5 hat Manuel Locatelli, der auch Kapitän ist. Die 6 hat Kelly, die 7 Francesco von Sessa. 10 hat Kenan Yildiz, die 15 hier die 19 die 27 Andrea Cambiaso, die 29 Michel Gregorio und die 30 Jonathan David, die 20 Joe. Als Ersatzspieler sind jede Menge Spieler mit dabei. Das ist zum einen Matthias Berlin, dann Fernando Gatti, Nico González, Artur, Weston McKinney, Philipp Kostic, Fabio Miretti, Solio, Daniela Ruggiani, Luis Douglas, Juan Cabal, Thiago Giallo, Jonas Rui, Javier Gil, Matteo Fuscaldo und Alessandro Pietrelli. Trainer ist Igor Tudor. Schiedsrichter der heutigen Begegnung ist Timo Gansowald. Der Linie sind Christian Bandurski und Tobias Severins.
A chance for the fans of Borussia Dortmund to say goodbye to Mats Hummels at the end of a glittering career as he makes one last appearance in black and yellow in a glamour friendly against Italian giants Juventus at the Signal Iduna Park in front of 81,000 fans. Mats Hummels left Dortmund last summer after his future had been up in the air and didn't get a proper farewell. Now is his chance after finishing his career in Italy with Roma. Added to that, of course, it's important preparation for both teams coming into the new season. BVB start next week in the DFB Cup against Rot-Weiss Essen. Serie A action, meanwhile, starts in 2 weeks with Juventus hosting Parma. Well, two massive clubs in Europe, and the two of them last played competitively in the UEFA Champions League last 16 back in 2015. Juventus triumphed there over two legs 5-1 on aggregate, 3-0 here, before they were beaten eventually in the final by Barcelona. Well, we're just going through the pre-match preparations here. It's an open day at Dortmund, and the fans are piled into the Signal Iduna Park. There have been events going on all day, including a women's match between these two clubs. There's just a little bit of team news for you, as the club captain Emre Can is out with an ankle injury for a few more weeks for Dortmund. Duranville has dislocated his shoulder, while Nico Schlotterbeck is making a tremendous recovery from his cruciate injury. He's hopeful of being back in action in October. Well, in the starting lineup, Mats Hummels takes his place in the centre of defence on his farewell. Jobe Bellingham and Karim Adeyemi are behind last season's top scorer Guirassy in attack, as it's a strong-looking lineup. Both sides indeed naming strong 11s, as Nicolo Savona is out for Juventus. The youth product made 40 appearances last season. Not in for today, as Lloyd Kelly starts for Juventus in defence, despite being linked with a move away, alongside new signing from AC Milan, Kalulu. And there are also high expectations of Jonathan David, who has signed for the Italian Giants on a free from Lille. Well, a strange summer for both clubs due to the FIFA Club World Cup. Dortmund reached the quarter-finals, losing to Real Madrid. Juventus were also knocked out by Real, but earlier on in the last 16. So not much of a summer break for either of the two clubs. And we are closing in on the start of the competitive action. Well, for last season, the Borussia Dortmund head coach Niko Kovac oversaw a magnificent run in the latter part of the season to finish 4th in the Bundesliga and claim the all-important Champions League spot on the last day of the season. As we see the two teams emerging here for this pre-season friendly. Mats Hummels leading out Borussia Dortmund against Juventus in this glamour friendly. The fans here to pay tribute to Mats Hummels, wearing his classic number 15 jersey. Won the Bundesliga twice with BVB in 2011 and 2012, the DFB Cup in 2012, part of the double, and 2021, and the German Super Cup as well in 2008, 2013 and 2019. He was also a Champions League finalist with this club in 2013 and 2024. Played over 500 times for BVB, meaning he's the second highest appearance maker in the club's history, only behind Michael Zorc. Tremendous atmosphere, as always, at the Signal Iduna Park. Thought perhaps it would be a little more relaxed, given it's a tribute to Mats Hummels and the pre-season friendly, but it should be a competitive one, as the Juventus head coach Igor Tudor of Croatia knows no other way. He took over in March at the Old Lady and oversaw a 4th place finish after a disappointing season up to that point. Very similar story, in fact, to Borussia Dortmund and Niko Kovac, as Thiago Motta, was a failed experiment in the early part of the season. Kenan Yildiz had a breakout season for them and is in attack today alongside Conceição and David. And their top scorers last season were Dusan Vlahovic on 10 goals and Kolo Muani on 8. That's simply not good enough for a club of the stature of Juventus. So here's the confirmation then of the lineup from Niko Kovac. Jobe Bellingham in there, going almost the same route as his older brother Jude, joining Borussia Dortmund, but he's very much his own man. As for Juventus, it is a strong lineup with Bremer at the back. Looking forward to seeing Yildiz, to see what he can do here in this friendly. But most of all, it is about Mats Hummels for the black and yellow fans. Niko Kovac, very similar to Igor Tudor, knows no other way than to be ultra competitive, even in a friendly situation. Well, there is the man in charge of Juventus. As they've made plenty of signings, they have supported him.
Am 5. August ist Frank Mill verstorben. Ein großer Borusse, ein Vorbild, ein Mensch mit Herz. 1986 kam Frank zu unserem geliebten Verein. 8 Jahre lang war er ein Fixpunkt unserer Mannschaft. 154 Bundesligaspiele, 47 Tore, Kapitänsbinde am Arm, aber noch viel mehr. Identifikationsfigur, Führungsspieler und einer, der für Borussia alles gegeben hat. Frank Mill war einer von uns, ehrlich, bodenständig, geradlinig. Er hat auf dem Platz gesprochen mit Einsatz, mit Leidenschaft, mit Haltung. Und auch nach seiner Karriere blieb er eng mit dem Verein verbunden. Bis zu seinem Tod hat er in der Traditionsmannschaft mitgespielt und auch die Heimspiele ließ er sich nicht entgehen. Er verkörperte den Geist des Ruhrgebiets wie kaum ein anderer. Ehrlich, direkt, ohne Allüren. Heute trauern wir gemeinsam um einen Menschen, der Borussia Dortmund mitgeprägt hat. Lieber Frankie, du bist nicht mehr da, wo du warst, aber du bist überall, wo Schwarz-Gelb lebt. Ruhe in Frieden.
So, tribute then being paid by the club Borussia Dortmund to one of their legends, Frank Mill, who passed away last week, unfortunately. And after the heart-wrenching tribute there, it's time to pay tribute to Mats Hummels as well, starting at the back today for the very last time in a black and yellow shirt. The club legend for Dortmund. And he's got one last chance to show us what he can do, the veteran, against Juventus here in this friendly, who gets the game underway. Well, even though it's a friendly, it's a partisan atmosphere. As Ryerson here will take the first throw-in of the match. Dortmund probably still do have a lot of business to conduct in the transfer window. They signed Daniel Svensson after a successful loan spell last season for $6.5 million from Nordsjælland. As I said, Joe Bellingham has joined from Sunderland for over $30 million. And he also signed up Patrick Dreves, a $250k signing, backup keeper from Bochum. For outs, may well miss Jamie Gittens, the Englishman moving to Chelsea for big money. He also sold youth products in Mokoko and Koulibaly to Copenhagen and Strasbourg, respectively. While Kjeld Vetjen has gone on loan to Bochum to get some first-team experience. So I doubt that that's the end of the business that they will do. As Dortmund here will look to show what they can do. Mats Hummels in there from the off. Will probably be replaced at some point, I would expect, by Niklas Süle, who's on the bench today. I think that the Borussia Dortmund fans waiting for that long diagonal ball with the outside of the boot, the classic Mats Hummels long pass. A tremendous player with the ball at his feet, a very modern defender, despite the fact he's coming to the end of his career already. As here goes Adeyemi, just dragged to the ground there by Kalulu. Play goes on though, no free kick given. As Juventus, well, many players linked with moves in and out. The likes of Jadon Sancho, an ex-Borussia Dortmund winger. And Kolo Muani and Lloyd Kelly out. Lloyd Kelly in the starting lineup today, though, alongside Bremer at the back. And Kalulu. Kalulu signed from AC Milan for €14 million. They've also splashed the cash on Nicolas Gonzalez from Fiorentina after a loan spell. Di Gregorio, the goalkeeper from Monza, who's in the net today for 14 million as well. And Chico Conceição from Porto for 32 million. He was also on loan. And Jonathan David, though, he's the one that they want to see hit the ground running. 25 goals last season for Lille. 109 in 232 appearances for the French club in total. And if he can hit figures like that, it could be a big comeback for Juventus as we see the first yellow card. Ndiaye being taken out here. João Mario, another signing from Porto. The man in trouble. Ndiaye still in deep discussion with him about the challenge which came in. And it's an early chance then for Borussia Dortmund to swing this ball over. Rierson and Svensson, the Scandinavian fullback, standing over the dead ball. It's coming up towards 5 minutes played at the Signal Iduna Park. Is Svensson to take? Joined on loan from Nordsjælland in the January transfer window. He's a left wing back who's exactly the player that Niko Kovac was looking for. Settled quickly. A really stunning player. As now Anton has gone down. Juventus have come here with a really aggressive attitude. Well, it's Locatelli, the captain for Juventus, deep in discussion with the referee. Adeyemi, that's a very clean challenge coming in on Yildiz. Not so clean from Kelly, just a bit of a swinging arm as he stepped in between the man and ball. And there is Guirassy. They'll be aiming for him for sure. Brilliant first season for BVB, last time out 38 goals and 6 assists in 50 appearances. Doesn't get much better than that. We'll be hoping for more this season as well, as Rierson gets the ball in, and it is towards Guirassy. First big chance goes the way of BVB. Right on 6 minutes. As now it's the chance for Juventus to come forward through Conceição. Just a little bit of a mix-up there, though. Well, both sides are around the same in their preparations for the new season. Dortmund starting their competitive season next week against Rot-Weiss Essen away in the DFB Cup. That's always the traditional curtain raiser for most clubs in Germany before they have a tough start against St. Pauli in the Bundesliga on the 23rd of August. And Juventus, they play Parma in their opener in Serie A. As the BVB fans here really enjoying what they're seeing. A very good start indeed from Niko Kovac's men. As the first corner's been conceded here by João Mario. Reason across to take this one as well. Can he pick out the likes of Guirassy again, as he did with that previous set piece? Well, if Hummels scores, the roof will come off this place. It's lifted in, he's in there, but it's just taken away. I'm sure that every time he gets the ball within range, the fans will be urging him to shoot. Does have a decent strike on him. That's Hummels. As we see, David there's just knocked off the ball. And that's beautifully taken down by Julian Rierson. Sabitzer with the short pass. And there's one of those passes forward from Hummels with the outside of the boot. That's the trademark move. And Pascal Gross, a successful first season with BVB. And joined from Brighton. Stunning run at the end of the season from the players, and Niko Kovac got them into fourth spot. It was crucial that they qualified for the UEFA Champions League. Same story for Juventus as well. As we tick over 10 minutes gone, it's 0-0 in this pre-season friendly, and it's been Borussia Dortmund well on top, as Joe Bellingham just finds Rierson there. Benzabaini has been converted into a left-sided centre-back by Niko Kovac. He fits right in. He also likes to come forward out of that back three. It's a role which suits him. And Sabitzer there, just trying a little flick around the corner. Goes all the way through to Di Gregorio. Cambiaso. And the ball headed forward by Hummels towards Adeyemi. Brings it down nicely. Oh, this is really good pressure from Niko Kovac's team. They're passing the ball around crisply. And forcing Juventus into a lot of work here. Oh, Benzabaini, you're just trying to bend that ball down the left-hand side. It will go all the way through for Di Gregorio. That's another sign that the back line of Dortmund always trying to open up avenues for the forwards in front of them. A long throw here for Juventus. Yildiz, good running off the ball before finding Kalulu. João Mario just getting the ball forward for his compatriot there. Conceição wants the free kick. It was a clean one, says the referee, before dragging it back here as Adeyemi thought he was away, but it's offside against the German international. He's really got it in his locker, Adeyemi, to cause Juventus all kinds of problems with his pace, trickery and shooting ability, as there's going to be another yellow here. Chico Conceição now in the book. That's 2 yellow cards in the opening 13 minutes here for the Italians. And apparently this is a pre-season friendly. Perhaps they've started to get a little bit frustrated here that Borussia Dortmund have made such a good start to the game. Well on top, the Germans. Oh, Locatelli just going across and calming his teammate down here after he smashed the ball away as well. Oh, there's no need to lose your composure in a match like this. Of course, it is important preparation for the upcoming season. It's not the competitive football yet. As Hummels beautifully passes the ball forward. Ryerson, this is a flowing move already in their own half from Borussia Dortmund. On to Adeyemi. Svensson overlapping. The dinked ball in towards Guirassy. Just managed to get his head on it. Here he is again. And in the end, the ball there just shepherded by Kelly back to Di Gregorio. That was glorious football from Borussia Dortmund. In the end, the cross just perhaps not driven enough so that Guirassy could get some power on the header. A quarter of an hour gone here. And it's been excellent stuff so far from the Bundesliga team. Really outclassing Juventus as it stands. Oh, that's a fine challenge coming in from Yildiz. Cambiaso forward for David. We haven't seen a lot of him. It's just been dragged out to the left wing. Little square ball. And a fantastic challenge coming in. Next ball across, and there's the goal for Juventus. Out of absolutely nothing. Cambiaso claims it. Well, Juventus have offered very little going forward. Not the first time they've caused any real trouble. Cambiaso scores. Let's take another look here. First of all, the clearance there. Only as far as Kalulu. And the ball across is tucked home past Gregor Kobel, who's had nothing to do whatsoever. Well, Mats Hummels would have been hoping for a clean sheet on his farewell to Borussia Dortmund. It's not to be. Cambiaso is the party pooper. And now Borussia Dortmund know what they need to do to get back into this game. Niko Kovac will be demanding that they continue as they were up until that point. It's strange to say it, the first time that they did find Jonathan David in some space, just moments later, he did. Well, Juventus did score, as it looks as though Mats Hummels is coming off here. Everyone wants a piece of him. Well, he's got tears in his eyes. He's going to be replaced by Sule here. I think they wanted to bring him off in the 15th minute. The goal coming at that point, though, unfortunately. Oh, just a couple of highlights here of what he's put together today. The bend on the ball with the outside of the boot for the man who is second in the all-time appearance list for Borussia Dortmund. And he gets a tremendous reception as well as he goes to the side of the field. 2 Bundesliga crowns with BVB, 2 DFB Cups, 3 DFB Super Cups, and twice he was Champions League finalist with them. A terrific player. And I wonder if in the future he might decide to take up a role at the club. We'll have to see. As Niklas Süle is on to replace him. And it looks as though Mats Hummels enjoyed his run out one last time at the Signal Iduna Park. A wonderful moment for him. The fans here at Dortmund greatly appreciative of players with such heart and charisma as well. And of course it helps that his playing ability was up there with some of the best during his career. I think at the end of the match he's going to do a couple of laps around the field as well. The stadium announcer just saying, don't worry, that's not the end of it. As now there's still this pre-season friendly to play out. We're 20 minutes in, Juventus leading by 1-0 against the run of play. But here come Dortmund again. Guirassy just deflecting a strike there from Pascal Gross. Not sure how much he really knew about it. Well, those are the kinds of things that were going in last season for Guirassy. Everything he was hitting was ending up in the back of the net. Sabitzer just getting a toe poke away. Very dynamic midfield three for Niko Kovac with Sabitzer, Bellingham and Gross. The three of them like to get up and down. On the bench, incidentally, there's Julian Brandt as well, who can play in net, as well as Mecha and Özcan. A free kick given the way here of Serhou Guirassy. The Brazilian defender Bremer just mistiming the challenge. Terrific defender. Huge frame. Really built for Serie A. Well, there's no Mats Hummels anymore to aim for Borussia Dortmund, but Niklas Süle, no slouch when it comes to getting his head on things at set pieces. Let's see if Svensson can pick out a black and yellow shirt here. It's just flicked away, initially at least. Gross right in the corner, and the ball just taken away from him by Yildiz. Thuram. And Juventus with the chance to counter-attack. It's Kalulu coming forward, who got the assist for Cambiaso's goal. instantly recognisable Thuram there. No look pass, just away from Adeyemi. And the ball up for David again. Yildiz. When they do come forward, Juventus, they look a threat. As Yildiz looking to bend one. Not a bad effort. Well, really going up the heart of the Dortmund defence and just trying to clip it towards the far post. Gregor Kobel read it all the way. And it has just gone a little bit quiet now after the withdrawal of Mats Hummels. Had the home fans at fever pitch. I think Borussia Dortmund need a goal here, as Adeyemi will look to provide. Just dancing into the box. Can he find a layoff? Twisting, turning, getting to the byline. It's a lovely cross. It's just over the head of Pascal Gross, though. As there's a deflected ball, and that just gave Adeyemi the chance to nick the ball away there. Dortmund still in possession. As Bremer intercepted that long pass towards Guirassy. Now it's Locatelli. Out to João Mario. Juventus not quite as successful as they were in the past, but they are still a big draw for players. Can Igor Tudor take them further up the table than fourth this season? As we see Job Bellingham. The ball out towards Rierson. And Bellingham, it's a lovely run. And, well, he would have expected Guirassy to be running onto that. It's a beautiful reverse ball across the 6-yard area. And Guirassy, for once, was just caught on his heels. It looks as though João Mario was caught there by a strong challenge from Bensebaini. Was a fair one. There's 25 minutes in the home team here. Borussia Dortmund losing narrowly 1-0 to Juventus. The goal coming out of seemingly nothing. Cambiaso on 16 minutes. It was an excellent start to the game from BVB. And they've made a good reaction to falling behind, although Kalulu here bombs forward down the right. This is Thuram, and he almost picks out the top corner. Oh, Khéphren Thuram, Oulian to give him his full name. From that perspective, it's further wide than it looked. Just trying to use the inside of his foot to bend it home. It's Borussia Dortmund with the vast majority of the possession, 56% so far, but it's Juventus who've had more of the efforts. Sula, who came on for the living legend Mats Hummels. There's a long bouncing ball here. Joao Mario with some defending to do. Adeyemi was right behind him and tries to press Di Gregorio. Sabitzer. The Austrian doing really well there, just to tap the ball away from Conceição. Kobel. It's a fine pass for Gross. Now Ryerson. Back to Gross. Shape to cross the ball in. Just hesitated. Waiting for the right opportunity here, Dortmund, as the three centre-backs are pushed right up towards the final third. Anton Sula and Bensebaini around 35-40 yards out from goal. Coming up to half an hour played, and although Borussia Dortmund have impressed more, it's Juventus who lead by 1-0. Cambiaso on 16 minutes. Tramulia. Yildiz always on the half turn and always looking for passes forward like that one. This time it's excellent defending just to get the ball away from Conceição, initially at least. Here he is again, as the header back across ends up in the side netting. Well, Anton perfectly timed. Just couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet to pass the ball progressively upfield. Ryerson trying to turn the ball around the corner there and get the run on Cambiaso. Well, typical reaction from him. Doesn't believe it was a free kick. I think there was an arm out from him to try and block off the Norwegian. Two real battlers there coming up against each other. Girassi. Lay off there for Adeyemi. Sula setting off down the field. Just drifting in Ryerson. And Gross trying to open up the field here, finding Bensebaini. Adeyemi up against Joao Mario. Patient play this from Borussia Dortmund. Not panicking and just tossing the ball into the box. Waiting for their moment again as Gross takes it on. And it's really well dealt with by Michele Di Gregorio. Ball given away by David there. Adeyemi just turning. And the ball tapped away from him there by Bremer. Couldn't get around the Brazilian. As here comes the counter-attack from Juventus, led by David there. I think this will be a yellow card for Pascal Gross. It's not often you see yellow cards in friendlies, but we've seen 3 here already between Borussia Dortmund and Juventus. Pascal Gross joining João Mario and Chico Conceição of Juventus. Locatelli. Constantly in discussion with the referee, the Juventus players. Leon might take on another shot here. It flashes just wide. That's another example. We haven't seen Juventus coming forward for a while here. Dortmund have been in control of possession, but when Juventus do get it, they tend to be able to crack an effort on goal. About 10 minutes to go until half-time. Can Borussia Dortmund get themselves at least back level pegging before the break? Kelly, former Newcastle defender, barely played for the club before signing on loan for Juventus, with a view to this permanent transfer. Bremer. Locatelli, starting to see a lot of the ball. Kalulu. Oh, nice ball there for Kelly, who's in space. As the ball is sprayed here by Locatelli. And then João Mario. Bit of defending here to do for Svensson. Bellingham helping him out. Yilmaz. Julian, that's lovely footwork from him. Now Conceição. Just standing one up, and the header straight into the midriff there of Gregor Kobel. No problem for him. And he sends the ball down the other end for Adeyemi to run onto. That's the kind of ball he likes. Couldn't find room for the shot. David just caught there by Marcel Sabitzer. Just a little break in play here. I've seen a lot of footage from the referee's camera. Gives us another perspective on the game. Juventus here just breaking up the play and not allowing Dortmund to get into their flow at all. And while the Signal Iduna Park is never silenced, it's not quite as rousing as when Mats Hummels was on the field, the living legend who started the game today. Great farewell for him. Kelly finds himself in an advanced position on the left-hand side. As Dortmund here attacking as a team and defending as a team. They drop deep whenever they need to. When they can fly forward, they send up a lot of black and yellow shirts, although there's a free kick given away here. Looks as though it's Anton on Yildiz. As a combination of him and Sabitzer. Bellingham thought he could get on the run through midfield there. It was not to be. Just over 5 minutes to go until half-time. Conceição might want to shift this one. He does. Towards Yildiz. Low ball in and a horrible finish. Thuram Oulion getting right underneath that one. Sending it into the top tier of the Signal Iduna Park. He's had a couple of decent efforts. That will not be in the highlights at the end of this match. Such good play as well from Yildiz. As Locatelli steps in and finds David with a driven ball. Juventus snapping into the challenges, not letting Dortmund settle at all at the moment. And it's just blocked by Adeyemi, and it's out for the corner for Juventus. It's their first of the game. No real hurry to take it. Finally, Conceição with the tap. Anton, good distance away as far as Locatelli. And now this is where Borussia Dortmund can break. This is where they do a lot of their damage. Defending corners deep and then breaking quickly. But Guirassy there, guilty of giving away the free kick. Not sure whether the referee was correct there. Some of the Juventus players going down pretty easily. And they're trying to change from a stagnant style of play, Juventus, under Igor Tudor. Today, although they haven't really impressed quite in the same way as Borussia Dortmund have as far as teamwork is concerned, they have certainly created some chances. And as the half has wore on, they've got better and better. That's the occasion. At the start was getting to them with the Mats Hummels farewell. They just ruined it though with the goal on 16 minutes from Cambiaso. Well, time running out in this first half for Dortmund to get back on level terms. 2 minutes to go. I expect there will be some time added on due to the farewell to Mats Hummels. It depends how the referee sees that. It is a friendly, of course. You need to be that strict about things. Benzabaini. And it looks as though perhaps there's been an incident here as Sula went to ground in the corner and he stayed down as well. It was off the ball. And that's never, ever a good thing. He's just gesturing perhaps towards either the ankle or the Achilles. And this is not what Niko Kovac wants to see at all in pre-season, so close to the start of the competitive season. And it looks like it's a really painful one. Whether it's something more serious, it's difficult to tell. We're so close to half-time. Surely he'll get some treatment over the break. As there is the goal from Cambiaso to dampen the party of Mats Hummels. The midfielder tapping home through the legs there of Korbel. The first chance for Juventus. And Sula here being helped off. Doesn't look great. I'm not sure that we'll see him re-emerge for the second half. Heading straight down the tunnel. Hobbling down the stairs as well, dear oh dear. That's very worrying. Well, that's also a dampener on the situation, as it looks as though Jan Couto is about to come on. Looks to sign on a permanent deal from Manchester City. Well, let's hope that Niklas Sula will be fit and ready to go again soon. Of course, Nico Schlotterbeck also a long-term layoff at centre-back, as we see Mats Hummels already setting off around the ground to sign as many autographs as possible. I think the crowd here worried about what's happened to Niklas Sula. Didn't look good at all. Here's his replacement, Jan Couto. It's a real blow for Niko Kovac if that's as bad as it looks. Sometimes it's better though just to take the player off as a precaution. And we'll have to see. Svensson. Savitzer with the square ball for Pascal Gross. Ryerson. Dortmund here looking to finish the first half with a flourish. 1-0 down at the moment to Juventus. In a pre-season friendly. They've played well, the home team. Juventus have found the finishing touch and had more of the shots as well. As the half-time whistle blows. Well, it's disappointing for Borussia Dortmund. They're 1-0 down to Juventus here in this pre-season friendly. The goal coming from Cambiaso on 16 minutes. It was a celebration for Mats Hummels. He played the first 15 to 16 minutes until that goal went in and was then replaced to great fanfare. But another blow for Borussia Dortmund is that Niklas Süle, his replacement, went off injured at the end of the first half, as the halftime score is Borussia Dortmund 0, Juventus 1.
So schnell geht das dann.
Nigeria, weißt du, wie mich nennen? Tischtennis King.
Ja, wenn du schläfst, eine Seite kommt so, oder?
Oh nein. What? Einer mir denkt, der kann mit mir reden, der geht nicht.
Du hast auf arrogant gemacht, ey.
Scheiße.
Okay, Karim ist gelb, Felix ist schwarz. Wir starten mit Frage Nummer 1. Wer zieht sich privat schicker an? Karim? So schnell entschieden, Felix?
Marti.
Ja,
Marti.
er packt mehr Energie da rein halt. Ich bin einfach auf Chill.
Hat er recht,
Chill.
Ihr habt die Teile ja schon in der Hand und ihr spielt es, glaube ich, auch ganz gerne Tischtennis. Wer ist denn der bessere Tischtennisspieler? Da seid ihr euch
denkst du so?
nicht
Ja.
einig.
What?
Na.
I'm unbelievable.
Oh,
Ich bin wirklich richtig gut. In
Kein.
Nigeria, you know. Ich rede schon wieder Englisch.
Oder, du warst einmal
In Nigeria,
was
Nigeria, weißt du, wie mich nennen? Tischtennis King. K-I-N-G. King.
Oder ich bin der King.
Ja, King von Dortmund.
Nein. Tischtennis, ich bin besser. Safe.
No chance.
Nächste Frage. Wer hat denn immer was zu meckern? Karim. Warum hast du immer was zu meckern?
Nein, nicht immer was zu meckern. Also wenn wir jetzt so...
Also mehr als ich halt.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Ja.
Aber ist nicht so schlimm.
Aber wo kannst du dich mal aufregen? Wo
Im
meckerst du?
Training. Ja. Ich hör ihn eigentlich nie meckern. Er ist immer gut drauf.
Wer wäre der bessere Schiedsrichter? Felix. Warum?
Ich weiß nicht, aber ich glaube, ich werde gute Entscheidungen machen.
Ja.
Karim, du nicht?
Du hast die Passion, ne?
Ja.
Er wäre ruhig, ich kann nicht ruhig sein. Wenn einer mir denkt, der kann mit mir reden, der geht nicht.
Er wird rot Karte einfach nehmen.
Wer würde denn in einem Schweigekloster eher klarkommen? Also wer würde irgendwo, wo man nicht reden darf, eher klarkommen? Ihr beide. Aber ihr seid euch nicht einig.
No,
Ja.
nein, Felix.
Doch.
Du redest viel, Bruder.
Mit euch, weil ich Witze und so mache. Aber alleine, ich bin auch ruhig.
Aber wenn du im Kloster bist, glaube ich nicht alleine.
Ne?
Da sitzen vielleicht auch 20 mehr im Raum, aber die dürfen
Kann
nicht
ich
hin.
auch machen.
Nee, ich glaube ich.
Ich gehe einfach schlafen.
Den ganzen Tag.
Okay, dann vielleicht Karim, ja.
Wer steht denn länger vor dem Spiegel, um seine Haare zu machen? Das seid ihr euch nicht...
Ah, sorry.
Oh, okay, ihr seid euch einig.
Ja, sorry,
Felix.
sorry.
Dachte ich auch.
Ich dachte gerade, was habe ich gemacht?
Ja, oder?
Ich habe nicht, muss nur ein bisschen richten. Bei ihm ist es anders.
Bei dir nur wenn
Du musst Shape-Up machen und so.
ja, wenn du schläfst, eine Seite kommt so, oder?
Ich frage euch mal vorweg, wem das eher passieren würde. Ich zeige euch was.
Damn. Bestimmt jemand rutscht aus oder so. Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Ah, ich weiß, ich kenne das.
Hey!
Oh. Denk nur ans letzte Spiel, ne? Das ist der Platz. Was soll ich sagen?
Oh ja,
Das ist. Immer so.
okay, ja.
Ihr würdet
Das ist hart, ja.
versenken.
Weil das war eigentlich kein technischer Fehler.
Wer würde beim Armdrücken gewinnen? Felix, bist stärker.
Machen wir halt nie, aber ich glaube schon.
Wer hat mehr Angst vor dem Zahnarzt? Der jeweils andere.
Ich habe keine.
Ich auch nicht. Null.
Okay.
Ich liebe Zahnarzt.
Jule geht gerne mal einen Espresso trinken beim Zahnarzt, hat er vorhin erzählt.
Der Jule muss mal wieder zum Zahnarzt.
Die nächste Frage und die letzte Frage ist, wer jubelt schöner?
Ich sag beide.
Karim,
Jetzt sagst du auch beide. Du hast auch arrogant gemacht, hey.
Ich hab nur normal gedacht. Wer vielleicht mehr Tore öfter schießt,
Okay.
dass ich dann halt schöner jubel, so weißt du.
Okay.
Aber jetzt nicht. Ich habe so gemacht.
Nee, hast du nicht.
Von Anfang an doch.
Weißt du warum?
Und dann habe ich so gemacht.
Ich habe im Spiegel gesehen.
Hast du gesehen? Scheiße. Nein, ich mach so.
okay, ja gut. Dann war's das.
Gut.
Danke euch.
Gut noch, mate.
minute through Andrea Cambiaso. Juventus' first attack resulting in the goal was set up by Pierre Kalulu. And it rather ruined the farewell to Mats Hummels. He went off just after that, having started the game. The BVB legend was well celebrated by the fans, but will not have enjoyed conceding the goal just before he went off. His teammates for the remainder of the half, they did have control of the game in actual fact, but it was Juventus who created the better opportunities. And in the end, you'd have to say that they deserve their lead, and they will be making a change here as Rugani is coming on for Bremer. So centre-back for centre-back. And one real worry for Dortmund, though, is that Niklas Süle went off towards the end of the first half with what looks to be a very painful injury indeed. Hoping that it's just precautionary that he came off. But he seemed in some pain as we get the game underway again. Dortmund kicking from right to left. Niko Kovac, it looks like, not making any changes, keeping out the same 11, even though, of course, Mats Hummels did start, was replaced by Süle. And then in turn, Jan Couto came on for him. And this has been the season opener, as they say in Germany, for Borussia Dortmund, and they won't want to leave their fans shortchanged at the Signal Iduna Park with a loss here. They'll want to at least get back on level terms and win this friendly in the build-up to the DFB Cup game against Rot-Weiss Essen next time out. And it was a wonderful atmosphere at kick-off, and when Mats Hummels was withdrawn, it's been slightly difficult perhaps for the fans to really get involved in this one, as it's a pre-season friendly. And the dampener of that goal as well from Cambiaso. Kalulu firing the ball there, and his teammate couldn't control it. João Mario. And we saw a couple of bookings in that first half. It goes to show how competitive it actually was, with João Mario and Conceição for Juventus in the book. Pascal Gross getting a yellow for Borussia Dortmund. Here's Svensson, and the flick there from Guirassy towards Bellingham. A lovely ball sprayed out towards the right-hand side. Couto, promising attack as Bellingham looks to get on the ball here at the edge of the box, just beaten to it by the Juventus defender. It looks as though the player, I think it's Locatelli, who was back there helping out, is down on the edge of the box. Stoppage in play. Just caught there by Jobe Bellingham as he looked to make the block. Well, certainly showing his confidence there, the younger brother of Jude. As we see that Mats Hummels, it's going to be a never-ending journey, I feel, around the pitch at the Signal Iduna Park here. He's going to be here all night. The fans can't get enough of him. Saw a couple of trademark passes from him, and some tight defending too from the man who's retired. And this is his proper farewell to the fans who love him at Borussia Dortmund. Finished his career at Roma. And Juventus here come forward for the first time. Jonathan David towards Conceição. He's had a chance maybe for the shot there. He goes to the byline instead, looking for the cutback. And that's good defending from Dortmund in the end. Tricky little Portuguese winger. And fans enjoying the open day in Dortmund, despite the scoreline here in the friendly. That's a nice ball for Guirassy to turn on, and he finds Bellingham. What can he do? It's out wide for Gross. Just couldn't quite measure the pass for once in the direction of Couto. We're 5 minutes into the second half, and it's been bright for Borussia Dortmund. Just need to find that level up. And David there delaying the take of the free kick. Joe Bellingham wanted to take it quickly. Even moving the referee out the way so he could eventually take. There's a bit more pressure here on the Juventus backline. Svensson to Kobel. There have been efforts towards his goal, but he hasn't really been stretched. He was unfortunate to let in the goal from Cambiaso. Went through him at point-blank range. There's a ball just picked up there by Juventus. And sprinting forward, Conceição. Locatelli looking to spread the ball. Rugani. Kalulu. And from AC Milan, looks as though he's settled right in. He's a threat down the right-hand side when he does get forward. David linking up the play, and that's a lovely ball around the corner, and that's a special kind of goal. Cambiaso has done it again. He's made it 2-0 to Juventus, doubling their advantage. Just over 7 minutes into the second half. It's a spectacular goal as well. Juventus showing us what they can do. The touch around the corner, brilliantly measured. It was Yildiz with the assist. That's a great perspective from the referee's camp. Cambiaso ×2, and a lot to think about here for Niko Kovac. Even though it's a friendly, he won't like being behind. Well, that doubles Juve's advantage, and now it's the onus on Borussia Dortmund to get back into this now. What will Niko Kovac do here? He does have the likes of Julian Brandt on the bench today. Lecce as well, not bad when it comes to creativity. The youngster Campbell, Maxi Bayer and Sebastian Haller. Are we going to see a couple of those players coming on to bolster the attack? Kuto playing the 1-2 with Ryerson. Sliding challenge there. The referee liking what he saw there from Locatelli. Bellingham just caught. He was desperate to get back to his feet though as quickly as possible. Well, 10 minutes into the second half. 2-0 Juventus here in this glamour friendly. And Dortmund. Svensson. The delivery just behind everybody, and it might set Juventus on the way here. Ryerson covering though really well ahead of Conceição. Anton. Guirassy dropping to the halfway line as he quite often does. Not just a penalty box predator. Adeyemi heading off on the run here and trying to find Svensson. Rebounds here for Bensebaini. He points the way for Bellingham to pass towards Sabitzer. Pascal Gross is free on the right-hand side. That's a lovely ball from him towards Bellingham. Just the touch slightly away from him. And then Cambiaso going down. The man who's absolutely ruining the party this early evening for Borussia Dortmund with his 2 goals. Well, the majority of the Dortmund fans don't look too worried about what's going on here. Only a friendly in inverted commas, as here comes the cavalry though on the sidelines. Felix and Mecha, Julian Brandt, Salih, Özcan look as though they're ready to come on. Anton. Bensebaini. Bellingham. There's just a black and white wall in front of Dortmund at the moment. No way through for them. And Kuto deciding not to cross in, finds Ryerson instead. Certainly zipping the ball around here, Borussia Dortmund, but there are no gaps emerging. As David here looks to press. The Canadian coming forward. And that's the header down from Guirassy. Was hoping that Gross would get there first. That's well won. On the byline, and the ball fired across. Looking for Guirassy, it was Kuto. Just apologising, he didn't pull it back enough for the striker. Oh, 4 subs ready to come on. Maxi Bayo also joining those previous 3 I mentioned. There's Adeyemi coming off just before the hour, as is Pascal Gross on a yellow card. Sabitzer as well. So it's fresh legs here in midfield. As Bellingham, another player coming off. So Adeyemi, Bellingham, Sabitzer, Gross off. Bayer, Mecha, Brandt, and Özcan on. It will be Özcan anchoring, and the others expected to try and unlock this defence of Juventus. Brandt certainly a player who can do that. Özcan more of a wrecking ball to try and control midfield. Mecha getting up and down, and Maxi Bayer will be buzzing around Guirassy, trying to get as close as possible to him. Really started to settle as the season went on. Maxi Bayer. There's a bit of frustration there for Rierson. Well, friendly or not happy with the referee's decision. And he just eased into Yildiz there, and he needed no second invitation to go down easily. Well kept in there. And Anton can keep the attack going, just has to go square towards Rierson. Dribbling through midfield, the Norwegian, before clipping the ball out here towards Svensson. He's tried to get something on the ball as he was on the stretch. As Conceição comes forward, but Felix Mecha to get it away from him on the sidelines. It's one of those very annoying games if you're a Borussia Dortmund fan. The away side making it 2-0 and then just sitting back and frustrating the home side, although suddenly there might be a chance here. Guirassy picks it up. He's got players either side of him as he holds it. And that's just allowed Juventus to get back and defend. Deflected ball here. Brandt keeps it in. As Mecha helps it across, Guirassy couldn't get a clean strike away. And Michele Di Gregorio, the new Juventus keeper, very happy to be able to pounce on that one. Well, perhaps the black and yellows need a little more urgency, and perhaps that's what the likes of Mecha will bring to the team. Benzabaidi into the final third. There's a lovely turn away there from Anton. David thought he could just nick the ball away from him and would have a clean run through on goal. Anton was having absolutely none of it. Brandt. Regular assister, Julian Brandt. Guirassy. An easy interception. This isn't Mecha again, who's been given acres of space. The ball around the corner, Couto. And it's just that final ball from Borussia Dortmund. Juventus are able to get just a toe end on a lot of them. And they're not finding their intended targets. Really frustrating. As it looks as though Kostic is coming on for Juventus. Former Eintracht Frankfurt man. Well, bringing on a host of players here, Igor Tudor. Almost the full team going out by the looks of it. I think that could be how it is, with the likes of Douglas, Luiz, Koopmeiners, Mackenzie coming on as well. Very deep squad that they have at Juventus, despite their struggles over a couple of the last couple of years. A different kind of test now. Vlahovic as well coming on. Just greeting Niko Kovac. And Spinsolio will come on in goal for Di Gregorio, the new arrival from Monza. And this could be a chance for Borussia Dortmund to get back into the game with these players coming on cold. Vlahovic, the top scorer for Juventus last season, but he's always linked with moves away. Nothing concrete has come up yet this summer. It looks as though David has cemented his place up front alongside Yildiz and Conceição. Vlahovic, though, a completely different kind of striker, more a target man. David likes to drift all over the front line. Maybe they could even play together. Oh, Giallo here with the throw-in. Koopmeiners trying to come away with the ball in the corner. Pinsolio ready to get us going again. Long header down the field there from Anton towards Guirassy. And Juventus could be away. This is the first time we've seen them come forward since all those changes. Douglas Luiz just couldn't quite find the layoff at the edge of the box. Still Niko Kovac resisting, making more changes despite all those from Juventus. Taking off the midfield three earlier on, Gross, Sabitzer and Bellingham, as well as Adeyemi. And we'll be hoping for good news about Niklas Süle, who came on for Mats Hummels, for whom this was a big game, his final match for Borussia Dortmund. And he'll also be worried that his friend Niklas Süle seemed to suffer injury at the end of the first half, replaced by Jan Couto. Svensson, good pace on that ball towards Bayer, cutting inside. He was hoping to shoot. I think he finds Couto instead with a square ball, who does take on the strike, and it's well over the bar on his wrong foot there. Rogani there just looks as though he suffered a blow to the head as Gatti gets us back underway. Bayer and Brandt both pressing. Kostic, an excellent player during his time at Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga before moving on. Minutes to go. Benzabaini, whenever he gets the ball, he's trying to carry the ball forward with real intent. That's perhaps what you'd call the free roll of that back three under Niko Kovac. Svensson takes the free kick quickly. Bayer over towards Guirassy, and the goalkeeper there was just struggling. Pinsolio managing to get it out in the end. Dangerous ball in from Bayer. Guirassy looking, I think, for Anton, who was closing in at the near post. Corner for Borussia Dortmund. It looks as though Mané is coming on here for Ryerson with 20 minutes to go. Just trying to keep Julian Ryerson fit, sorry. The Italian Filippo Mané against one of the giants of Italian football, Juventus, as Guirassy's header is wide from the corner. It was a well-struck-in corner from Svensson. The header, though, from Guirassy, just high and wide. One of the better attempts that they have had, BVB. McKenzie, the American midfielder. Also played in Germany for Dortmund's arch rivals Schalke. Not making any friends here at the Signal Iduna Park. And here's again, it's a lovely little touch there with the back heel, and a fine cross as well. Oh, the offside flag raised, or was it a handball? The referee suggesting it was hands. Moretti it was, suggesting chest. McKenzie coming out with all the tricks and flicks here, with his side 2-0 up with 17 minutes to go in a friendly. It's the kind of time to try those, I suppose. This chance just brought down there. Benzabaini. This fresh new side from Juventus seem to have taken a little bit of the momentum out of the Borussia Dortmund performance after they brought on a new midfield, as well as Maxi Bayer. Koopmeiners, though, just beaten to the ball there. And there's a man down in the middle, and because it's a head injury, the referee immediately calling a halt to the game. More frustration for Borussia Dortmund there. They thought they were away. That's a crashing fall. It's Miretti who's down. And there's Cole Campbell now coming on for Girassi. Bit of a rest for him, coming into the cup game against Rot-Weiss Essen next week. Perhaps Cole Campbell will be involved in the first team a little bit more often this season coming. Miretti able to come back on for that short bout of treatment. Can Borussia Dortmund give all their fans here at least one goal to celebrate? Both sets of players from Juventus have been very difficult to break down. Igor Tudor having a really good influence on the squad. Started last season with Thiago Motta in control. They got him from Bologna after an extraordinary season there to get them qualified for the Champions League for the first time, but it never really happened for him at the helm with Juventus. Very much like Borussia Dortmund with Nuri Sahin taking over, a club legend, fairly young head coach as well. Just wasn't getting the results necessary. Niko Kovac turned the season around, though, the former Bayern and Eintracht Frankfurt head coach. I said at the start of the programme that Kovac is a great competitor and there's no such thing as a friendly to him. However, I don't think he'll be too worried about the scoreline here. As we see, Couto is set loose there by a brilliant ball from a Mecha, who matched him for pace off the ball and just couldn't quite gather the return pass at the edge of the box. That would have been more fantastic football from Borussia Dortmund. We've seen flashes of what they can really do in this friendly. As Vlahovic sets off Kostic down the far side. And he drills wide. Oh, not close at all really to the goal there. Korbel had his angles right anyway. Svensson just sold a little short there, but he's managed to gather the ball in ahead of McKennie, sorry. It's been one of those games where it's just not quite clicked for Borussia Dortmund. Mane. Couto. Kostic back defending. And that's very cool defending indeed. Gatti just chesting the ball back. It looks as though Maxi Bayer may have just been caught off the ball there. Time and time again, I've just tried to slot balls through or get crosses in. Just a little touch from the Juventus players is all it needed to cut out those passes. It's been a really frustrating one for the home team. Cambiasu with 2 goals. The first a tap in, the second a spectacular hit. I'm sure Igor Tudor will say that his team deserve it. I think in Europe you would call it a classic away performance, really, from the Italians. As we've got just over 10 minutes to go. Acic just working the ball back to his goalkeeper. Pansolio didn't really trust him with the ball on his feet inside his own 6-yard area. Oh, that's a tremendous run off the ball here. And it's been continued, and the shot in the end, straight down the middle. Giallo it was, breaking forward. Could not find the finish though past Gregor Kobel, rather choked his effort. Nice jump. Short ball. And a flick here for Brandt. Benzabaini. Spraying it out far wide. Couto couldn't bring it down. Just bounced a little too high for him. Kaba to come on here. 19-year-old left-sided defender on for Svensson. Well, it may have been a tough evening in this pre-season friendly for Borussia Dortmund. They'll be hoping to be able to coast through their next match, which is the DFB Cup tie against Rot-Weiss Essen. They won't be taking anything for granted, of course. They won't want to be on the end of an upset, but you would expect them to come through that game unscathed. And then open the Bundesliga season, or their Bundesliga season, I should say, against St. Pauli. Always a big match between those two. Juventus get their Serie A season underway against Parma. Couto there, I think, just looking for a little bit more movement from the players in front of him as Brandt tries to provide it with a direct little run. The ball all the way through, though, to the goalkeeper in the end, Pinsolio. We've got about 6 minutes remaining here of this friendly at the Signal Iduna Park. It's not gone the way of Borussia Dortmund, really. Not been their evening. At least they bid farewell to Mats Hummels, but that was also slightly overshadowed by the opening goal from Cambiaso. And then with Niklas Süle going off just before half-time with a bad-looking injury, at least. We haven't heard anything yet about that. And Cambiaso scoring again in the second period. He may not look back too fondly on this friendly come the end of the season, but Niko Kovac will have learned plenty. And at least he's got minutes into the legs of the vast majority of players that he's brought with him here. Igor Tudor likewise playing almost two entirely different sides. Just a check of the watch from Niko Kovac. 5 minutes to go, and we'll see how much time added on there will be. As Maxi Bayer there, almost picking the pocket of Pinsoglio. Gatti. And a loose ball forward from the centre-back. And Bayer that time almost caught out by how quickly Dortmund were looking to find him. You see the men upstairs there, the likes of Sammer. They'll be looking at this friendly and perhaps thinking that more investments need to be made to just add a little bit more depth to that squad, especially if the news is bad about Niklas Süle. Maybe they'll want some more options for Niko Kovac as Vlahovic with the layoff there. And McKennie was trying to strike the ball home. Flag had already gone up against Vlahovic by the looks of it. Kaba. Korbel there, almost letting the ball through his legs, but he's very alert, the Swiss keeper. Made sure not to let the ball go over the line. Korbel smashes the ball long upfield and out of play. And Kabau, two of the young prospects coming through from the youth system at Borussia Dortmund in defence. Kuto really on his bike here down the right-hand side. Brandt, the ball across the turn, the shot, the goal! Maxi Bayer, that's a brilliant finish. And it's Borussia Dortmund 1, Juventus 2. Finally, the home fans have something to celebrate here. Well, only a couple of minutes to go, but perhaps BVB can get back into this match with the equaliser. It's a lovely little turn there from Bayer. And once he gets the angle, he absolutely roofs the finish. Well, Maximilian Bayer will be a player that will want to get more on the goal trail this season. As I said, it took him just a little while to settle. Once he did, became more and more of a threat as last season wore on. I think now he'll be ready to go for the big time. Well, time running out. We're into the final minute of the 90 of this friendly. There's Cole Campbell. And there's a little 1-2 here. And the shot from Bayer, just looking to clip it towards the far stick. And he almost found it. Great play from Borussia Dortmund. Metscher with the last little touch. And Bayer, well, he thought he could just curl it in. You can see Niko Kovac and Igor Tudor, great friends on the sidelines. Well, almost 2 in 2 minutes for Bayer. Would have made it 2-2 had that goal flown in. Challenges still flying in here right at the end of the match. Mane angry with the decision. It was Douglas Luiz who went to ground. McKennie. Oh, smart little ball in that to get Borussia Dortmund turned back towards their own goal. Late corner here for Juventus. A goal now would seal the win in this friendly. Corner comes to nothing. Juventus still have the possession. Vlahovic there, dominating, but that's a horrible strike in the end. Still one last chance perhaps for Borussia Dortmund to come forward. Campbell, he was involved in the build-up to the goal back from Maxi Bayer. They'll be hoping it's not just a consolation. And Zabaini. And there are plenty of black and yellow shirts forward here. Brandt. Sipping the ball towards Campbell. Couldn't quite get a yard there. Racic trying to feed Vlahovic, and the defenders getting back there as there's the full-time whistle. Well, this glamour friendly is over between Borussia Dortmund and Juventus, and it's Juventus who take the plaudits by 2-1. The double from Cambiaso, enough to see them over the line. Borussia Dortmund threw everything at them in the latter stages to try and get back into it. Indeed they did. Maximilian Bayer firing home an unstoppable shot, but it wasn't enough to get the equaliser. Bayer again coming close a minute later to making it 2-2, but it wasn't to be, as the final score is Borussia Dortmund 1, Juventus 2.
So schnell geht das dann.
Oh Gott, ich kann nicht mehr rechnen. Moment, 2008. Vor 17 Jahren hergekommen als 19-Jähriger, als kleines Kind und bin hier mit euch zusammen groß geworden. Und hätte mir nichts Schöneres vorstellen können, als so viele Jahre hier mit euch zu verbringen, diese Erfolge zu feiern. Und das Schönste, was ich mir hätte vorstellen können für meine Karriere, für mein Leben, bei dem Verein und in der Stadt groß zu werden. Ich hoffe, ganz viele von den Jungs empfinden in ein paar Jahren genau das Gleiche, haben genau die gleichen Erfolge mit euch. Und ich wollte mich einfach bedanken für all die Jahre. Ja, mehr gibt's nichts zu sagen. Vielen Dank für alles. Es war das Schönste, was mir hätte passieren können. Ich hatte mir 100.000 Sachen gemerkt, die ich auch sagen wollte. Ich habe alle vergessen, deswegen belassen wir es dabei. Dankeschön. Ich habe alles vergessen, Alter. Ich wollte so viele Dinge sagen.
Niemals geht man so